what we need in India is mutual respect, which is what Hinduism is all about. My problem with Hindutva as a political doctrine is that it is profoundly un-Hindu. Hinduism teaches us that acceptance of difference is key. We don't say to people, if you don't follow our faith, we hit you on the head. That is the British football hooligans attitude. It's not the Hindu attitude. Hindutva, by privileging one interpretation of one version of our faith, is actually undermining the essential diversity of Hinduism and the respect that sustains Hinduism. Well, I haven't heard or seen the specific statement by the CM, but certainly for myself, I can say that I have been quite dismayed by the kind of language we have seen in the ruling establishment of our country in recent years about minorities. I think thoughts that would not have been uttered behind even closed doors in the India in which I grew up are now being declaimed from public political platforms as if it's perfectly respectable to say horrendously bigoted things about our fellow Indians. I think that's really wrong. I think that what we need in India is mutual respect, which is what Hinduism is all about. My problem with Hindutva as a political doctrine is that it is profoundly un-Hindu. Hinduism teaches us that acceptance of difference is key. Swami Vivekananda used to quote the Shiva Mahimna Stotram, which says that as many rivers flow down mountains and valleys, some straight, some winding, and end up in the same sea, so also all forms of worship reach the same divine. That is the essential Hindu idea. So we don't say to people, if you don't follow our faith, we hit you on the head. That is the British football hooligans attitude. It's not the Hindu attitude. The Hindu attitude says, I believe I have the truth, you believe you have the truth, I respect your truth, please respect my truth. And that is the basis for which our civilization on which our civilization has rested for more than 3,000 years. Hindutva, by privileging one interpretation of one version of our faith, is actually undermining the essential diversity of Hinduism and the respect that sustains Hinduism throughout. So I feel very strongly, whether you use the word secularism or not is a different matter. For 30 years I've been writing that I prefer the word pluralism. Everybody can be themselves as long as they don't hurt each other. That kind of respect for pluralism is what keeps me going. I've written about all this in my book, Why I'm a Hindu. And I'm sorry that, 8 years after that book was published, we're still debating these issues as if they're fresh. But Indians who are 80% Hindu do not, I believe, hate other people because of their faith. We have a culture, a civilization, a practice of living in peace with people who worship differently. And I've grown up with friends of other faiths. I think every Hindu probably has. I don't understand why this kind of petty identity politics should be dominant at a time when we should be focusing on development, on growth, on jobs for our people. Imagine between 20 and 24 years of age, Indians are facing 45.4% unemployment. Is that more important, or are we electing governments to build mandirs?